Thank you so much for agreeing to be on this first STARS podcast.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know what STARS is, STARS is a coalition of 32 colleges and universities working together to increase college access for students from rural areas and small towns. My name is Emily Lozeritis. I'm the coordinator of high school initiatives for STARS, and I work out of our Colby College office in Waterville, Maine. I'm very excited today to introduce our guest, Nick Ingram. Nick, do you want to introduce yourself?
Absolutely. Yes, my name is Nick Ingram. I'm from Basalt, Colorado, which is a little town up in the mountains, about 4 hours away from Denver. I am a rural student myself. I'm a senior in high school right now, and I've been working with rural students and rural education through my nonprofit Straight Talk Rural College Counseling for about a year and a half now.
Wonderful. Can you tell us a little bit more about your local high school and your community?
Absolutely. So Basalt, Colorado is a small, about 4,000 person town in a mountain valley, up about 4 hours away from Denver, as I said. Historically, a lot of ranching, potato farming, mining, things like that. Good Colorado rural. Now we're mainly a tourist area focused on typically mountain recreation sports like skiing, biking, that sort of thing. My high school is very small. It's about 150 students. My graduating class is 39. It's an old converted ranch that was turned into a school. And in fact, it is still a ranch in the summer. And fun fact, our auditorium's actually an old cattle barn.
Wow, that's so cool. That sounds like such a unique high school experience. So you mentioned that the application process was very long and maybe strenuous. And so what were the biggest challenges that you did encounter?
I think I had two major challenges. First was just juggling everything time-wise, learning to do this huge task of college applications and still manage my academics and everything on the side is certainly a skill and something that everyone should be prepared for. And additionally, I think that one of the challenges was I underestimated how much work it would be just per college to actually give every college the due diligence it deserves with research and essays dealing with the whole process, which I didn't really know how long it would take, was certainly a challenge. But if you stay committed, you can absolutely get through it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. So you're going to UPenn, is that this fall?
Yes, next fall I will be attending UPenn. I will be studying a major called PPE, which
Mhm.
is philosophy, politics, and economics.
Wow.
It is one of the reasons that I chose Penn because I think what's so interesting about Penn is that it has a really interdisciplinary approach.
Mm.
And PPE, as a sort of unique interdisciplinary major, is a major that not all schools offer. But it allows me to learn about what makes a well-functioning society and think about it from the level of overarching systems, which is what I'm really interested in.
You mentioned that you have been involved in a lot of different extracurriculars. I think first I'm just interested to hear what has your experience been with access to extracurriculars at your high school?
I think I had a very common experience for rural students where my school is very sports oriented,
Mhm.
and we lack really any academic or service oriented extracurriculars. And so at first I struggled with access to those.
And what extracurriculars did you end up participating in throughout high school?
Well, what I learned is that there's a lot you can do online and there's a lot you can do yourself.
Mm,
I tried to follow my passions with what I was doing. And at first, I thought that being rural would really limit it, but it ended up actually helping it. First, we didn't have a debate team at my school, as I mentioned, but I was kind of interested in debate. And so I was like, hey, I'm going to look online and see what I can find. I found this really excellent online debate team called Westfield Academy. I learned from world champion debaters. I competed internationally, which is really easy when you can
wow.
do it from your bedroom. And I continued that trend throughout high school with using online resources and local resources if I could find them to do things I was interested in. And so I think the point is there's so much that you can do online or remote if you're local, and you need to make it happen for yourself from a rural place, but it's all there and even much more than I thought was possible at the beginning of high school.
Yeah, that is all so inspirational and motivational, and I really appreciate you sharing about it. Two things that came up that really spoke to me were just doing things that you're passionate about and taking the initiative to really reach out to people and figure stuff out on your own. And we talked a little bit earlier about how it can be tough for especially small town and rural students to make that transition to what is often a very different environment and can be incredibly daunting going into college. Are you concerned at all about that transition for yourself? And if so, how do you plan to make the transition easier?
I am a little bit concerned about the transition. I do believe in my ability to get through it. I'll tell you one thing that really helped me. I did a fly-in program at U Chicago this past summer through STARS called Emerging Rural Leaders. I'd never really been on a major college campus before, never slept in a dorm, never eaten in a dining hall. I honestly had no idea what it would be like, but it turned out to be a fantastic experience because I got to step foot on college campus. I got to see what actual dorm life is like, and it kind of took away all the mystery of being on a college campus. And so I think that I'm a little nervous, but I know I can get through it. And so I'm really excited for the opportunity.